We went in assuming Ilia Topuria was going to win. We went, which is for those who don't know, again, I'm going to make a couple different clips for some people who might not be an MMA audience. So Ilia Topuria, if you don't know the name, is a phenom. He is knocking everyone out. He is destroying everyone. I mean, a lot of our favorite fighters are just getting decimated by this guy. I mean, just insane knockouts. Like him or hate him, because he is kind of got this brash, annoying character outside of the octagon where he's kind of boastful, you might say, but we all thought that he was gonna win. Almost everyone, every analyst, most fighters, a few fighters were like giving some pushback. And what I love, an aspect about the sport that I love, is that you never know what is going to happen. He is on a tear right now. People are putting him in the conversation for the greatest of all time. You know, anytime someone's on a big win streak, you know, they get these crazy fans and delusional fans. Well, we were reminded that Ilia is just a man. Ilia went out there and lost to Gaethje. Gaethje put on an absolute banger. And so I'm bringing you to this question. You see these fighters who are amazing. They seem perfect. They seem like no one can beat them. There's very few, there's really only a couple fighters in the history of, well, I'll just say the UFC, that are truly unstoppable and never lose. There's actually only one. I don't really count John Jones because of the Dominic Reyes fight, but I'm not gonna, that's not the point of this. Few fighters are truly, you know, have a perfect record. Islam Makhachev has a phenomenal talent. He will wrestle you. We've seen him get some knockouts. He is most likely going to wrestle you down, wear you out, and submit you like his predecessor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. My question is because he's going to fight very soon. Is he, or a broader question, is he, in light of all of these dominant fighters, is he stoppable? We've seen him lose, and I'll admit to you, I was wanting to do research for the fight that he lost. It was a long time ago in his career. He got knocked out. I'm curious what you think. I'm gonna let you guys kind of talk about this one, and I'm gonna lay the groundwork. Ilia, on fire, lost. Alex Pereira, on fire, lost. You know, Conor's in the headlines. Conor, on fire, double champ, lost. We're seeing a lot of the people's favorite stars get taken down and reminded this game is unforgiving. I think Mauricio Rufy actually, not his last fight, not this guy I was just talking about, not his last fight, but I believe 2 fights ago, lost. You'll see these guys and people get behind him. Another great example, Khamzat Chimaev, on fire. There's no way Sean Strickland lost. So these people are getting checked. These people with massive, you know, bandwagons full of fans are getting stopped. They're getting defeated. They're losing. We lost in like matter of a few months, I think. We lost people who were on these huge win streaks and they get defeated. So how do you guys feel about Islam Makhachev? He will be taking on Ian Garry. Double check this information. I'm like 80% certain that my information is correct. Ian Garry, Islam Makhachev. Ian Garry, he's looking good. He's looking well-rounded. He's not someone that the fans are gonna get behind. Maybe eventually, I don't know. Right now, they're not behind him. You had all of this stuff about his wife and the fans talking about that, including myself. And you have his fight style, his talking and his fight style don't really match. He talks a lot, but he's willing to grind it out and wrestle it out and clench it out, which are things that do not go over well with the fans. What does the matchup look like? As with anything, especially learning in light of recent events, as with anything, this guy has the tool set to win. I don't think he's going to. I was very curious. I was more curious when Islam moved up to 170 because Islam had spent his career at 155. And for those who don't know, 155 pounds, you have to weigh in before a fight. He's at the 155 pounds. He went up 15 pounds. It was a big jump. He took on, who did he take on? Australian dude, bent nose. You guys know who I'm talking about. I'm blanking. I do that a lot. I blank. He took on a guy whose regular weight class was 170 pounds. For me, that fight was a big question. Can you really go up 15 pounds and be successful, especially after having your whole career at 155? I felt that it was much less likely. If I was gonna put it in a percentage, it's like not 100% because Islam was looking perfect, but you go up a weight class, I was like, maybe the percentage isn't 100%. Maybe it's not 90%. Maybe it's like 85%. Something, I don't know, I'm just throwing a figure out there. Because you gain all that weight and these guys are bigger than you. Well, he blew Jack Della Maddalena. There it is. He blew De La Maddalena out of the water. It didn't look close. You saw at the end of that fight, Jack was just so discouraged. Sorry, I had to check my camera. You saw Jack De La Maddalena so discouraged because he just couldn't breathe in that fight. Islam Makhachev is just, to describe it in the way that Dricus du Plessis described fighting Hamza, he's a blanket. He just understands. He's gonna get on top. He's gonna find a way on top. I remember Islam got a hold of Dustin Poirier's leg, and I'm a big Dustin Poirier fan. I'm sure you can surmise. And I remember Islam getting a hold of that foot and just not letting it go for dear life. He just yanked the guy's foot from under him and took him down. That was a hard-fought fight. I'm getting off track. My point here is he is just so good that he was able to go up to 170 and not have any problems. Now, there is a question, and I'll let you guys argue about this. Is there a difference between Jack De La Maddalena and Ian Garry? Now, this is gonna be really embarrassing if I am mistaken. I'm like 80% certain I saw the headline, Ian Garry's taking him on. It doesn't really matter. Was Jack De La Maddalena at the level of the average of the top 5 or the top 10? Is Ian Garry above, presuming it's Ian, is Ian Garry above that level? I don't know. I think Ian is looking really strong. I think if Ian and Jack De La Maddalena went head to head. Judging by how Jack has looked recently, I don't know. Ian has just a strong mentality. He's got a consistent technical approach, and he's looking good. So it's not a blowout, not crazy for me, but he's looking strong. That's all I'll say. Now, if you had to ask me, I think Islam's gonna win. I think he's gonna find a way. We're gonna move on. You guys debate about that in the comments. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want high effort, high production value, and highly edited videos, I pour so much of my time into making hopefully thought-provoking documentaries on my main channel. @Owen Productions. I pour myself into these. I mean, I'm driving for interviews, all that kind of stuff. I'm really taking my time with the edit to make sure it's engaging and interesting, and I'm asking good questions, and I'm interviewing good people, and I've gotten people that I'm very blessed to have been able to talk to. So I'm really looking forward to my next release. I've done documentaries on people like Dustin Poirier, Alex Pereira, a bunch of Murad Valashvili. If you like these fighters, go check out the documentaries and subscribe in any way that you can. I appreciate you. I love talking about the greatest sport in the world on this channel, so appreciate you.